Hello boys and girls. So today what we're going to draw is a picture that involves this colonial home right here in front of you. This is what we're trying to draw, and we're going to put it in a landscape. So if you remember, a landscape has a midground, a foreground, and background. These are the tools you're going to use. I'm actually going to give you a ruler, but you're going to have this triangle that you can use also. So with our ruler, you're going to draw a rectangle. And what we're drawing is a tall rectangle. Now, I know you can't see it right now. I'm going to draw a little bit darker. There you go. So my rectangle, I want it to be pretty square, pretty level. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide my triangle up to the top and try to make a triangle just like that. So now I have a triangle on top of my rectangle. This is going to be the front of our house. We're going to have a porch that comes off of it. So to draw a porch, we're going to draw a line coming across. We're going to go about the middle. And then we're going to draw another line a little bit underneath that. This will be a little bit longer. It goes out to the sides. And what we're drawing is we're making a trapezoid. You see the trapezoid? So you can pause it whenever you need to and look at it and try to copy that. So underneath the house, so it's detached from the house, I'm going to draw the front of the porch. And then from our trapezoid, I'm going to draw down to the front of the porch. And then in that corner, I'm going to make it into what looks like a 3D cube. Now I'm going to add some thickness to the roof and to the bottom of my porch. Now I'm going to draw the back of my house, so the sides, the windows that we see. So I'm going to draw a line coming off underneath that original tall rectangle I drew. I'm going to draw a line coming off about the same on both sides. And then I want to come down a little bit. And I want to draw what looks like just a big old rectangle. I didn't make that one long enough, so I need to extend it to make it as even as possible. Now, I want to, from the sides there, I'll draw the roof. Just like that. So this is the building block of our house. This is, from here, we can add all the little details. I want to add the thickness, the facade, what they're called, the big board. And I decided to erase mine a little bit so I give it some overhang. Now this is going to be your colonial house. This is my colonial house. I decided to make my roof my triangle shaped roof a lot bigger, so here I am adding to it just like that. Again, I'm just looking at that picture that you guys have pulled up on your Chromebook. I'm trying to draw that. Now from here we can start adding the little details to our house. Start erasing the lines that we don't need anymore, and start adding the porch. So the porch might be the hardest thing to draw because it's coming at us, so that's a little challenging. Some of us might have never done that before. What I'm drawing is some posts and then the railing. The best way to explain how to do this is look at your sheet that you have pulled up on your Chromebook and just try to copy it the best you can. You can add to it or take away. You can make it look more unique. This is your drawing, but try your best and start drawing what you see. And add a door. Add some windows to your door. windows behind on the front porch. Draw these little busts. Look like they're holding up the house. And then above that, draw some fancy windows. Maybe 2 windows with arches and then 1 big rectangle window. Just keep drawing, adding details. Maybe put a bush in the front. Notice how I mess up here and there, but it doesn't stop me. I don't sit there and try to erase it. I just keep drawing. I can erase stuff all later and then paint over it. So here I want to add a bush. It'll kind of overlap the window. When I draw my bushes, I just kind of do like M's over and over and over again. Last thing I want to draw right here is the tree. So it's kind of like the letter S. And then draw another S beside it to give some thickness. And then it has the tree roots, so they come apart, spread apart. And then the tree branches up there kind of look like a fan. And then I just draw again like a wavy cloud looking line all the way around to make my tree. So that's the basics. From here I want to go a lot quicker. So I want to add details. Lots of details. Looking at that sheet. And I want to outline it in Sharpie. You guys can outline yours in Sharpie. But I want to make my house pop out more. By adding the details. Going over the lines that I want to keep, not going over the lines that I need to erase later. Now, when it comes time to draw our landscape, I'm just looking at the picture that you guys have pulled up. You need a background, you need a midground, and you need a foreground. For my foreground, I want to draw a stone wall, like in the picture. Oh, the confusion. So I want to draw a stone wall, like you see in the picture. I can draw a fence behind the house. I'm actually going to add a pond. I erase my pencil lines. Add another tree. Mess up on the tree, but that's okay. I can fix it later. Here I'm adding my background, some hills behind that background. And now it's time to paint. So like the video I showed you already, when it comes to watercoloring, I'm going to use lots of water, a little bit of paint, and we're going to paint in our landscape. So I'm using cool colors right now. I want to use a lot of colors in this, but right now I'm going to use some cool colors. It's called true colors, so I'm painting things pretty true to what they look like in real life. Make my blue a little bit darker under the porch to make it look like some shadow. Painting the grass green, painting the pond blue. And to get shadows in front of my house and in front of my tree, what I'm doing is I'm adding red to the green, because red is a complementary color of green, and when you mix them together it makes the color darker and kind of appear like it has a shadow. I just added blue on top of my bushes first and then put green on top because I want that blue to look like it's in shadow. I'm sorry, the bushes to look like they're in shadow. Because my sun's going down to the low, so things are going to start getting darker. Now I had a lot of fun doing these trees since it's fall time. I'm using reds and yellows, trying to make it those fall colors. If your paint is a little too wet, too watery, you can use a paper towel and soak it up a bit. Now the last thing I'm doing is I'm painting in my background. I want mine to look like it's dusk or dawn, so it means either really early or really late. So I'm not using true colors, I'm using dark colors. So to give it that look like the sun's going down. You guys can experiment with the colors and what you want to do. See what you can make this turn into. I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. If you need help, raise your hand, but make sure you watch this video to kind of see what you need to do. Alright. Bye guys, good luck.